What's going on, guys? Your boy Maze. We're back with another video, and in today's video, guys, I wanted to do the updated beginner's guide as of 2024, guys, with the 5th year anniversary. With the release of the 5th year anniversary, we've had a lot of revamps to, previous things in the game, and also just a bunch of new player related information that I want to let you guys know about. And for anyone starting the game right now, in this video, guys, and I'll have timestamps throughout, you guys can actually check to see which part of the video specifically that you want to actually tackle as a new player. And I'm going to be going over everything in this video across all content in Grand Cross and all beginner friendly things that you should be doing. If you guys enjoy videos like this, man, definitely make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. I appreciate all the support on the channel as of late, guys. It definitely does mean a lot. And yeah, no, we're actually closing in almost on that 45,000 subscribers. So if you guys haven't hit that sub button already, man, what are you doing? Make sure to hit that sub button. And with that out of the way, guys, let's hop in and let's actually go over the brand new beginner's guide of 2024. Alright, guys, so the first thing that I actually want to go over as a new player in the game, and just for beginners, is gonna be your dailies. Now, this is something that Grand Cross actually did update with the 5th year anniversary, and a lot of the reason why I wanted to make this video in terms of having an updated beginner's guide was because they did so many revamps with the 5th year anniversary. Now, the daily tasks and weekly tasks are actually brand new things that the game has added that are gonna allow you to, get a bunch more gems every single week, and also be able to get all of your daily routine activities done a lot quicker than we used to. So as you guys can see here, these are the new dailies, and this is what it looks like. So it's gonna have only, I think, what is it, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 new dailies. And before, I think we had up to like 12 dailies. It was actually really bad before. Sometimes before, you had to do a lot more things than you do now. And so now in the game, all you really have to do for your dailies is gonna be play PvP one time, clear boss battle one time, clear deathmatch one time, use auto skip tickets, clear Fort Solgres, get Vanya Ale in the tavern, and send friendship coins. Now, guys, whenever it says go now on the side here in terms of doing one of these dailies, if you click go now, the game will actually send you to that specific content where you're able to clear for each of these things. So if you're a newer player kind of getting into the game and you have your daily task here as the option, clicking go now to any of these options right here will send you to a specific content in the game where you will be able to get this daily done. And then in terms of the weeklies, guys, I've already cleared all my weeklies for the week in terms of what I've done already. But as you guys can see, we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 weeklies that you guys have the option to do as well. And so what you're going to want to do is calculate sales at the tavern, do 10 times cooking, you're going to salvage equipment, you're going to enhance equipment, you're going to clear the World Tree Tower, you're going to clear Knighthood boss battle, you're going to play Brawl, you're going to play the Demon King battle, clear training Grotto, play demonic beast battles, and then check in every single day, guys. So, for the most part, the weekly tasks are not going to be something that you guys are going to want to do like off the rip. The weeklies mainly consist of a lot of the end game content in Grand Cross, including like, demonic beast battle, Demon King battle, and stuff like that along those lines, guys. So honestly, you don't really have to focus weeklies. If I'm a new player, the main thing I'm focusing on right now is definitely going to be the dailies, guys. With the upgraded dailies and the amount of gems they give every single day, as you guys can see, they give 1 for the auto clear tickets, they give 1 for clearing boss battle, and then 2 for playing PvP every day. I mean, that's 4 gems every single day. That's over a single every single day just by doing your dailies, guys. So that is going to be the daily section of the video. Alright, guys, moving on from the dailies, we now have the adventurer log. Now, this is going to be something brand new for a lot of you guys getting into Grand Cross, and it's actually a new system that they added in the 5th year anniversary. So what it actually shows here is going to be the things you want to be doing as a newer player or returning player. So you guys can see they have the returning player missions 1 and 2. They have the Hero's Way, which if you guys don't know what the Hero's Way is, it pretty much allows you to get a bunch of free characters by doing things in the game that they pretty much ask you to do. So just as an example, it would be like, clear all 3 boss battles and spawn your demons, and you'll get like a free, Danafor Liz, let's say, right, as an example. So yeah, they have 12 tiers of the Hero's Way, and you want to definitely go through all the Hero's Way tiers, guys, as you're going to be getting a bunch of free units and a bunch of free materials as well. And then as you can see as well, guys, we do also have the chapter clear section of the adventurer log, which will show you all the chapters that you have to do, and it'll also show you which ones you need to be doing right now, you know, the ones in progress. And so Grand Cross right now, as of the time I'm making this video, has just finished the 30 chapters of the story, and we're actually completely done the regular story of 7 Deadly Sins. And so now from now on, we're going to be getting, you know, a bunch of side stories, including like Ragnarok and Catastrophe related ones, and then also we're going to be getting 4 Nights of Apocalypse, which will be starting after chapter 30. And then the final thing, guys, to mention with the adventurer log is going to be the 70s legendary rush draw. Now this is the updated starter rush event, which I actually will go over in a little bit here, guys, because I actually do want to cover banners as a separate section in this video. But the legendary rush is going to be a starter banner that you're going to have access to no matter when you start the game, at least until next anniversary, because they might make a, you know, another revamp on this, you know, legendary rush. But right now it's a way where you're able to get a free multi every single day for 14 days. And they're actually going to let you get a specific character at specific amounts of, you know, gems spent, or you know, actual logins pretty much done. So, you know, when you do log in for the 14 days, you will get 420 worth on the pity bar, and you'll be able to get a few characters for free as well. Alright guys, so that covers the main 2 things that I wanted to discuss in terms of dailies and adventurer log. And obviously in adventurer log, as I mentioned, you know, doing a story is going to be something you want to be doing as a newer player. Now let's actually go over all the other features in Grand Cross that you might not know about, that you want to definitely know exactly what it's all about. So as you guys can see at the bottom here, we have, what is that, 6 tabs there. So we do have the Tavern tab, we have the Quest tab, we have the Heroes tab, the Draw tab, the Shop tab, and the Menu tab. Now, if you actually click the Tavern, guys, it's going to send you back to the Tavern. I mean, that's pretty much a given, right? You click this button, it sends you back here. Now, we have the Quest section, which is going to show you your story, your side quests, your task, which includes your daily and your weeklies, and then also your challenge tasks, which are going to be just, you know, other, you know, missions that they require you to do and other things in the game. So, you know, as a newer player and as a beginner, the only thing I'm really focusing on this tab, guys, is going to be the story, side, and task. Honestly, you don't even really need to worry about challenge tasks. This is not something that you're going to really be worrying about, other than Heroes Way. Heroes Way is important, but like achievements, Tavern Quest, events, and title, not something you should be focusing on as a beginner. You definitely want to be focusing on Heroes Way, which I guess they put in challenge tasks, but that's something you definitely want to be doing. And then obviously your daily, weeklies, and then your main story would be my number 1 recommendation. And then once you are done the main story, then, you know, you can start doing the side stories. You have like Ragnarok, you have like, you know, the Catastrophe one. So yeah, no, there's gonna be a bunch of other story quests they do add in the future as well, which will, you know, net you some gems. And those are gonna be things you want to be doing in the future, as well as more story chapters do release. Alright guys, and then the next tab here is going to be the Heroes tab. Now this is going to be where you're able to see your box CC and also all the characters that you own in Grand Cross. So as you guys can see here, this is what my whale account looks like. Obviously it's a pretty insane box that we have everything pretty much built up, and as a newer player, you're going to be like, yo, amazing, there's no way I'm going to be able to get to this point. And guys, it does take a long time, but it is doable for a lot of you guys. I know actually a few free-to-play players that are eventually able to get to around, like, you know, the 10+ million box CC, and even my free-to-play account now has already achieved the 10 million box CC, guys. So as a newer player, do not worry about box CC, do not worry about any of this stuff right here. This is nothing important. This tab pretty much is just here to show you all the characters that you own, and then from this tab right here, you can click on any character and see what they have to offer. You have a bunch of tabs right here in terms of what you're going to do to level them up, or, you know, feed duplicates, enhance them, or give them gear. And so, you know, that's going to be the Heroes tab right there. Now moving on, guys, this is going to be the draw tab and the banner section. Now in this part of the video, I'm going to explain, you know, the best course of action as a free-to-play and newer player in terms of summoning on banners, and we'll also talk about the free banners that, you know, like the legendary draw and, you know, whatever other free banners that I want to talk about in the video. So guys, right here, because it is the 50th anniversary, we have the brand new, you know, transforming Escanor banner right now. Now the thing is, you know, whenever you guys are watching this video, because you might be watching this not during the 50th anniversary, there is going to be always a banner out on Grand Cross, no matter if it's a festival banner where it goes to a 900 pity, or if it's going to be like a step up banner or a 600 pity banner. There's always going to be one available. Now the only times that as a newer player or even a beginner that I'm summoning on banners is going to be on these 900 gem festival banners because they have some of the best characters in the game. This banner also does have 4% rates, whereas most banners in Grand Cross only have 3%. So just being able to summon on a banner that has a bunch of very recent characters that they've released and just a bunch of strong ones at that is going to be the best course of action in terms of summoning on, a summonable banner. Alright guys, now the next thing is going to be, free banners in the game. Now they're gonna have free banners just like this. This is the 5th year anniversary commemoration draw, and the way it works is that we actually do get a ticket every single day, and it actually lets us do a multi on the banner, and it's gonna be able to show you the rates here. We actually do have 5% SSR rates on this free banner during the 5th year anniversary, so that's obviously really, really nice, and a bunch of characters that you're able to get. Now this is not going to be something that's always here, and I just wanted to show this as an example so you guys can see what a free banner would look like. And this is pretty much that tab for, any type of, free banners whenever there is a big celebration. Alright guys, now this is the legendary rush draw that I was mentioning earlier in the adventurer log. The reason why this is very important is because as a newer player, you are going to have access to this no matter when you start the game. And even as a returning player, if you are coming back to the game, you will also have access to this, as well as whenever they do revamp this, they make it available for, the player. And so what you're able to get from this banner, guys, is actually a Trader Meliodas or a Light Elizabeth at the 300 pity, which I was already able to clear as of the 10th day. And then the 450 pity is only going to be attainable by spending another 30 gems, because as you guys can see, we're only getting another 4 logins here, which will net us around 420 out of 450 on the banner. So you will have to spend 30 gems to get Merlin or Escanor, and then if you do want to get one of the LRs on the banner at the very end, you will have to spend another 5 multis from the 450 to be able to get that. But the way it works, guys, is the moment you get to that, section, or the amount of gems spent, or the amount of free multis that you have spent, it's gonna actually let you have the option of picking one of these characters. Now if you guys want to see a more in-depth video explaining the legendary draw, I'll have that linked in the description on who you should actually be picking. But yeah, I mean, this banner is going to be really nice. There's a bunch of really good characters on it that are going to be free, and this is going to be probably lasting for the next year. So when I do another updated beginner's guide in 2025, then I'll probably make a brand new one discussing, the 7DS legendary, legendary rush part 2 or something. I don't know, whatever they want to do, when that does release, that's gonna be that. Alright guys, and then the other banners that we have here that are available are going to be the 7 Deadly Sins draw banner, which is going to be a random rate up every single day. Now this banner is never going to be a banner you want to summon on, guys. They do make sure to increase the rates of 3 random characters every single day, but this is not a banner that anyone is summoning on, man. This is like, all the characters on this banner are not really good anymore. A lot of them are dated. There are obviously a few ones as of recent, like, if we look at like Kusag, Green Loto's not good. This Green Matrona is pretty solid. Like Red Tarmel's really good. So there are a few characters that are available on this banner, but none of them are really worth spending gems on a banner like this, when you can obviously be summoning on, as an example that I showed you earlier with the 5th year anniversary Escanor. Moving on from this tab here, guys, we have the SSR ticket tab. So this is going to be where you're able to spend SSR tickets, and whenever you do gain them, you're going to be able to spend them here. You could either do a single or you could do a 5 times draw, and it's going to have every regular, character that's not a seasonal available in this tab. There are a few characters that are not actually on this banner, even though they aren't technically seasonals. The devs will specify on their banner release that they're not going to be featured on this banner, but for the most part though, guys, you either just want to save your tickets for when you do have a character come into this banner, or you just spend them just to get SSR coins or duplicates of any of these characters that are available. So that's going to be the SSR ticket banner. And then moving on from there, guys, we have the Human Giant Unknown Race Draw 1 with the SR tickets. We also have the Demon, Fairy, and Goddess, which is the Race Draw 2 SR tickets. And then we have the R to SSR Rare tickets. And in terms of the rates on these tickets, you have 6% rates on the actual SR tickets here. You are able to get SSRs from this, guys. But for the most part, though, you're mainly getting SRs on this banner. That's why they're SR tickets, right? 94% SR, and then the rest are going to be SSR. And then moving on to the R tickets, you actually only have a 1% chance at an SSR, and they only have all the original, like, human, SSR characters. They don't have any, like, super insane characters. I think the last one that's gotten added is Red Donor. Yeah, so, not like a super desirable banner in terms of SSRs, but if you do get, these rare tickets from doing, like, the story or whenever they give it on login, feel free to summon and see what you get. Alright guys, and then the last tab here is going to be the draw equipment tab. Now this is where you're able to spend either gold or you're going to have these keys here, and you can actually spend them to draw for equipment here. Now my recommendation with this as a new player, do not even worry about this, guys. Don't even worry about this. The only thing you should be doing is your daily free draw, which will show you right here on top of the draw one time. Every single day it'll show you that you can draw one time on the banner for free, and feel free to do that every single day. You don't have to do actual summons on here unless you do get these keys, because spending gold, unless you're like a whale or like a late game player, it's not going to be something worth early on as a beginner. Alright guys, now moving on to the next tab here, we have the shop tab. This is going to show you all the bundles available in Grand Cross on the special section here, and they actually did consolidate it to a bunch of different tabs at the bottom here to make it a little bit easier to access. Every single day you actually are going to be able to get a UR chest acceptable in the bundles section, so feel free to just claim that every single day as it's a free daily bonus, and you don't really have to worry about any of these other packs here as there are only, you know, paid packs. You can actually scroll through here and see the conditional and subscriptions, the equipment and holy relics, and the hero ones if you if you are planning on spending money, guys. But in my opinion, you really don't have to spend money on Grand Cross, and you can honestly just forget about all these tabs other than, you know, this one right here when you do get your free you know, daily UR chest, right? So moving on from bundles, guys, we have the diamond section, which is going to show you that you're able to buy diamonds. Now I never recommend buying these unless it's a festival celebration where it shows you get tickets with it, but even then, guys, as a free to play or a new player, don't spend money on this game, man. Play free to play. You know, it's going to be a lot easier for you in the long run, and you're not going to have to worry about spending money on the game anyway, because Grand Cross is a very generous game if you play it right. You know, you got to play it right, and by saving your currency and doing your dailies and everything that I mentioned in this video, you'll be set for, you know, any festival or any, you know, future hype banner release. So don't even worry about these two tabs on the left here, guys, the bundles and diamonds. Let's move on to the Sacred Treasure shop, which is going to be for your outfits. So once you guys get to this tab, you can actually click on any character here to see how much a outfit is going to cost, guys. And as you can see here, for Meliodas, if I was to buy this SR outfit, it's actually going to cost 10 gems to get just the, I think it's, yeah, it's just the outfit itself. So, you know, things like this are going to be more of like a later game thing, and you really don't have to worry about outfits early on. But the TLDR for outfits, guys, is that the, you know, main outfit is going to give you defense right here. The weapon is actually going to increase your attack, and then your cosmetic or your headpiece is going to increase your HP, and then all the related stats go with that depending on the outfit you are buying. So honestly, don't even worry about this tab as well. I feel like this tab you honestly don't even need to touch either. And the next tab here, which is the coin shop tab, is going to be one that you want to actually delve in. So the coin shop here, guys, is going to have the event shop and the regular coin shop. So during the event shop, they're going to have, you know, like festival coins available for other fests. You can actually trade in 3 festival dupe coins for another festival if you do want, and I only recommend that if you're like a whale or someone that already has a character 6 out of 6, then I would recommend doing that. But right now, not something you're going to want to do. As you can see, they also do have, you know, like during an event, they'll have like these little materials, and you'll be able to exchange for them using coins that you've summoned with to get maybe some extra bingo selectors, or, you know, this little like exchange shop material here for one of the bosses. So, you know, they have that as an option, but it's not anything very, very important. Now, moving on to the actual coin shop here, guys, this is where you're going to be most of the time when using your coins. Now, the main thing you're going to want to use your coins on is going to be specifically stamina pots for the rare coins, because as you guys can see, there's a different you know, rarity for each coin that is available. We have friendship coins, we have the rare coins, we have the SR coins, the SSR, and then the festival and UR coins. So the only ones you're really going to be using are going to be your rare coins, where you're going to want to buy stamina recovery potions. I mean, this is where I usually spend all my R coins anyway, and the main reason why is because one rare coin dupe is actually going to be able to get you 1 stamina pot to let you farm more in Grand Cross. So that was going to be the main spot where I would be spending a lot of my, you know, rare coins. And if as a newer player you're wondering like, how can I farm more in the game, you know, how am I able to use more, you know, stamina, this is where you're going to be able to get a ton using our coins. And the friendship coins, guys, there's going to be a way where you're able to get coins by, you know, sending them to your friends. As I mentioned in the daily section here with the daily missions that are available, if you actually see one of the dailies, guys, is going to be send friendship coins to friends. And what this does is that when you press send all button at the very bottom, so I'll just do it as an example, it's going to show you a bunch of friendship coins here that you're able to claim, and you can use these in the coin shop. So let's actually go back to the coin shop, guys, and we'll talk about things that are worth in terms of the, you know, the regular coin shop here with friendship coins. So for options here in terms of friendship coins, guys, the main ones that I'm going to recommend recommend for you guys are going to be the event dungeon key bundle, which we'll talk about why it is important a little bit later, and also the stamina pots and PvP stamina. So it's really up to you. Like, if you're a newer player and you're trying to grind PvP, feel free to just get a bunch of PvP stamina and start grinding it that way, or you can actually use your friendship coins for stamina pots here to get more if you are running low on like rare coins, let's say. And then also, yeah, event dungeon keys, as I mentioned, will be very beneficial if you're looking to get, you know, SSR pendants and, you know, a bunch of other evolution materials that will be available in the event dungeon. Alright guys, and then the last tab here on the actual shop tab is going to be the items tab. And honestly guys, don't even worry about this tab at all. Like, I feel like honestly the only tab here that is useful is the coins tab. Everything else is not going to be something you want to really be delving into, and I actually don't recommend buying anything in this shop right here. I did buy the King Stamp set a while back, but honestly nothing here is actually worth it guys in the long run, because you're going to be spending gems on this when you could be using it, you know, on like summons or, you know, costumes and all that. So honestly, the only tabs you guys should really be worrying about as a newer player or beginner is going to be the coin shop tab, and specifically the bottom half here where you have the friendship coins and the R coins as well. Alright guys, now moving on to the final tab here, we have the menu tab. Now this is going to be able to show you a bunch of things here guys. You have the item storage, your friends, you have the artifact cards, which is going to be something that as a newer player you really don't have to worry about. We have the stamp box here guys, which is going to be just a bunch of stamps you can use in a deathmatch. You know, if you're doing it with a friend or whatever, you can actually send a little stamp to let them know. You also have the game settings, you have the replay story section, the player info, and miscellaneous settings guys. So yeah, none of this is really important as newer players, just to let you guys know what is available right there. And so those are going to be all the tabs at the very bottom as well. Now moving away from that guys, we have the bottom right tab here where it shows the world section. If you actually click on this is going to send you into the general world area. Now you have a bunch of areas you can actually go to. The main thing as a newer player guys, you're going to be able to visit actually each village once you have done, you know, chapter 6 here. You have from chapters 1 to 6 where you can actually visit the villages, and each village guys is going to have their own shop and own little like hub area where you're able to access. So as an example, we could go to Leona's castle, and once we actually do go in there, it's going to have a little like, you know, gear tab. There's going to be a little, you know, food shop, and just a bunch of little miscellaneous shops that as a newer player you really don't have to worry about too much, but they are going to be available. And if you guys do want to like go to a specific one, you can just tap it and Meliodas will run straight towards it. So I don't want to, you know, go into that too much. I just wanted to show you guys the village right there, that it is a little like hub section. But yeah, that is going to be the world section right there of Grand Cross. Alright guys, now moving on, we have the Knighthood tab right here, and then also the battle tab. Now the Knighthood tab is only going to be important if you join a Knighthood. If you actually do click the Knighthood here guys, you're going to have the check-in button on the bottom left. You're going to have the manage Knighthood and the go to Knighthood section. If you're, you know, just someone joining a Knighthood here, all you have to really do guys is click the check-in button just so that you're able to get your check-in rewards. You are able to get up to 1 gem a day if up to 20 players in your, you know, guild are actually checking in daily guys. So that's going to be a reason why you might want to, you know, get a bunch of your friends together and build a guild together, and then you can start checking in and getting gems every single day. So the tabs here are going to be the info tab. You have the members tab showing all the people in your guild. You have a task tab here guys, which is going to do tasks related to your level of your actual guild and the amount of people that you have available for, you know, rewards you're able to get. As you can see, you're able to get some Knighthood coins. And then on the orders tab here guys, this is actually a new thing they added. If you actually do these little missions with these other people that are part of the mission, you will actually get these activity points, and you're able to claim a certain amount of Knighthood coins every single week. Alright guys, now moving away from that, we actually have the battle tab here. Now this is where you're gonna be 99% of the time in Grand Cross in terms of doing things in the game. And as I mentioned earlier in the video with the daily tasks will actually send you to a lot of these things right here in the battle tab. But we'll actually do like a little brief overview of each, and I'll explain, you know, everything you would need to know as a beginner for each of these tabs right here. Now for the first tab here guys, we have the special dungeon for Solgres. So this is where you're gonna grind all your evolution materials, your limit break materials, everything related to that is gonna be in this tab. Now they are actually updating this in the part 2 celebration. I am recording this before part 2 has released on global, but pretty much what they're doing on part 2 is making it so that they only have the evolution dungeon change different types, and the enhanced dungeon is just going to be its own separate dungeon. And then on the special section here guys is going to have a bunch of battle events that are available. And then also if you actually scroll down past the battle events, you're going to see the grand reward dungeon, which is during only like you know, a festival event. But the main thing here that you want to be doing is your Solgres Spire. As you can see, you have a daily or it's a 8-hour refresh stamina, if I'm not mistaken, for the event dungeon. And as I mentioned earlier, with the event dungeon keys you can get from your friendship coins, this is actually where you're going to be spending the stamina here, and you're going to be able to grind SSR pendants in this event right here, guys. So yeah, I mean, definitely is going to be very, very important as a newer player. Getting a bunch of SSR pendants over time is going to start stacking up, and is going to be really beneficial for your account early on. So my recommendation in this tab, guys, as a newer player, definitely focus on the special section where you have the event dungeon keys available, and you don't really have to worry about any of these bottom things here, guys. I've done videos on all these things here except the clock tower right here, this one, because this is actually just like a whale friendly thing. But for the most part, like, none of these dungeons are really done as a newer player, and you only really have to focus on Star Spire in the special section. And as I mentioned here, guys, the evolve section is going to give you the evolution books for that specific type. So if you want the red books, you're going to grind the red one. If you want the blue one, you're going to grind the blue one, and if you want the green one, you're going to grind the green one. Now the enhanced tab is going to be a universal enhanced tab now. Before, as you guys can see, they had it to where, you know, depending on the type, you had an enhanced dungeon, but they're actually making it so that it's only going to be its own tab, and it's not going to have anything to do with the evolve tab. And then the final tab here, guys, is going to be the gold dungeon, which is where you're going to be able to grind gold. This will actually give you box drops at the you know, the mileage reward, and then also you're going to get just outright gold whenever you're clearing the stage. So this is going to be the main section where you're able to farm gold as a newer player, and it is actually worth doing, you know, and spending your stamina here, because the stamina is already halved, guys. So they actually did half this a while back, and so now 24 stamina on this run is always half stamina when you're doing the Fort Solgres for the gold dungeon. Alrighty, guys, so that is the Fort Solgres tab. Let's actually move on to the patrol tab here, guys. Now this is going to be a part of your dailies and something that you're definitely going to be want to do every single day. So you have your constant patrol, which is going to be a selecting a reward, and the amount of time, the longer amount of time you wait, the higher the reward will be. So as an example here, I've only done 31% of the bar here, but it gives me an option of gold enhanced stones and hero enhanced potions, and my main recommendation is definitely going with the gold, guys. The gold is going to be the best way to go about it, because for the most part, the other things are not as useful as just gold in the game, as gold is used in literally everything. Now the patrols here, guys, are going to be a little bit, not necessarily like as a full beginner you're going to have access to this, but pretty much the way it works, guys, is I'll just cancel one of these and I won't receive the rewards. But what it's going to do is it's going to let you dispatch a certain amount of characters to actually clear for these rewards. So the dispatch conditions here are going to say all of them have to be UR, and so all you have to do is auto set, and as long as it follows the conditions, you're going to be able to dispatch the characters, and you're going to get the required rewards at the very end, and that is going to be actually a part of your daily. Moving on from that, guys, we have the boss battle section and death matches. So the boss battle section here is going to be available when you are grinding your limit break materials for your character. So when you are leveling characters in Grand Cross, it's actually going to require you to get a specific amount of limit break material. Now I have to scroll down to the very bottom here to characters that I don't have level 100 yet, but as an example here, when you go to limit break a character, it's going to ask for OG demon energy, or, you know, demonic beast Belmoth core, or things like that. And so the main way you're going to actually grind those, guys, is every single day is going to be in the boss battle tab here. So you have the simultaneous clear on, which is going to mean that when you do the same demon at the exact same time, so let's say I spawn, you know, like 3 gray demons, if I have this tab turned on, it's actually going to clear all 3 in one go, which is really, really nice. So you have the simultaneous tab clear there, you have the hell tab clear here. So if you actually click on this, these are going to spawn the demonic beast Belmoth and the original demon, depending on the boss battle stages you clear. And then on the normal tab here, guys, it's going to say death matches are activated by chance upon clearing the chapter's boss battle. And the main reason why you might want to be doing boss battle early on as a newer player would be to grind these awakening essences and the awakening sources to be able to awaken your characters. So that is definitely something that is worth doing, and I highly recommend that you guys are grinding your death matches every single day as a beginner or returning player in the game. One other feature in boss battle, guys, that you might want to take advantage of is going to be the real-time join request. Now, I've not used this in a while, but the way this works is that you have 3 every single day, and if you actually click on one of these, it's actually going to, you know, match make you with another player that is hosting one of these demons. And, you know, you're not really going to get them often. Usually, the only ones that are really active are probably OG Demon and Belmos. But let's just do an example here. Let's just do like Belmos here and see if we can get another person to, you know, invite us. But pretty much, they're going to have their demon Demon Open, and it's gonna pop up like this, where they're like, oh, I'll invite this person, and it's gonna show the team that they have, and then you're gonna be able to accept or cancel. But for the video, I am gonna cancel, and that's just an example of, you know, the little matchmaking system they have there if you run out of demons but you really need to grind more materials. All right, guys, moving on, we have the Demon King battle here. Now, this is honestly not new player friendly, so I don't even want to really talk about this too much, but the main reason why this is a content in the game, guys, is so that people are able to farm True Awakening, which is an awakening past Super Awakening 6. You're gonna get these little memory crystals and be able to awaken a character past Super Awakening 6, and honestly, even as a whale myself right now, I'm not even really worried about the Demon King. So if you really want to do it, you can do your daily clear every single week. It also mentions that you can use a hero coin to challenge the Demon King again, but honestly, I don't really recommend it, and you should only really do your weekly run every single week, either on the extreme difficulty or the hell, whichever one that you can attempt at that point in your account. All right, guys, moving on, we have the Knighthood boss battle. Now, Knighthood boss is going to be a thing that resets every single week. You're gonna have your normal and your hell difficulty in terms of rewards, and I actually do recommend doing this, guys, as you're gonna be able to get a bunch of rewards here that are available every week, and a lot of them are really good. You're able to get SA coins, you know, they have the card packs, they have anvils, you know, other card packs as well, treasure chests, SSR pendants, just a lot of really good things that you can claim by doing this. And even as a newer player, you don't even have to focus on hell, just focus on the normal ones. And I do a video every single week on my strategy for actually scoring in these you know, Knighthood boss battles. So I'll link like a playlist in the description if you guys want to see, you know, which demonic beasts or not demonic beasts, but Knighthood bosses that are available and you want to actually attempt those ones specifically. Alright, guys, now moving on, we have the Creature's Nest Demonic Beast battle. This is actually going to be one of the end game contents in Grand Cross, and I wouldn't even recommend really focusing on anything past, you know, the bird or the deer. I feel like these are the good ones to actually work on early on, and I guess maybe a little bit Skull and Haughty, since, you know, they do have Thonar for free in the 5th year anniversary, but the main ones you guys might want to focus on would be bird, deer, and Skull and Haughty. So the his Railvager, you know, hopefully I said that right, the Icthirnir, and the Skull and Haughty. So these are going to be the only ones that you really want to focus on early on, guys. And whenever you do clear a demonic beast battle, you're going to get the win source, or, you know, whatever the source is for that demonic beast battle. You're going to need about 15 of these, and then you need 30 of the SSR material, and then you're going to need 80 boxes, and you're going to need 80 of these little like triangle, like, you know, compass pieces, right? And they're going to make a holy relic, and a holy relic is going to be a second passive to a bunch of characters in Grand Cross. Not every single character has one, but for the characters that do, they're just additional, you know, effects that are added to that character specifically. So as an example here, guys, the regular brawler bonds here, if you want to get the holy relic for this one, it would increase the hero's damage dealt to enemies by 25%, and you would be able to get that from the bird. So it says holy relics craftable with the bird demonic beast battles. You know, I can't really even pronounce that one right, but yeah, no, the bird demonic beast battle. So that's pretty much demonic beasts. If you guys want to see specific demonic beast guides, definitely check out my channel. I have a bunch of them for each of the demonic beasts that are available, but as a newer player, I would only really focus on the bird, deer, and maybe Skull and Haughty. But for the most part though, I really don't recommend doing anything past that, as this, I would say, you know, Nidhogg is really late game, and then Rattata here is going to be end game content at this point. So not things that you really have to worry about. Alright, guys, moving on from that, we also have the PvP section. Now, PvP is going to be something that you definitely want to be doing as a newer player, or even just a returning beginner, because you're actually going to be getting gems every single week in PvP. So we have our ungeared PvP section, which is literally going to be as it is, ungeared PvP. You're running your characters just as they are. You know, they also are able to run links, but you're literally running the character just as they are available without any gear or anything, you know, like anything that you really have to worry about. The moment you have your character available, you're able to run them in ungeared PvP. And the main reason why this is important, guys, is because if we actually go to the rankings here and actually check out the rewards that are available, so just if we go to like or not even rankings, I think it's weekly reward, yeah. So right here, it's actually going to show you how much gems you're able to get every single week by being in a certain rank in PvP. And for most free-to-play newer players, I actually recommend you guys get to Champion 5, because once you're actually at Champion 5, you're getting 50 gems every single week. week, and all you have to do is play PvP once a day, guys. That's all you have to do to stay in that rank, as the only way you're able to D-rank out of ungeared PvP is if you're offline for longer than, I think it's like a month. I think after a month's time of not being logged in Grand Cross, they actually will start D-ranking you in ungeared PvP. But if you're logging in every single week, you're going to be able to acquire these 50 gems just by doing one daily PvP match, guys. That's all you have to do, and you'll be able to obtain that once you are in Champion 5. So yeah, that is the ungeared section of PvP, guys. We also have the elite section, which as a newer player is not important at all. You're only grinding this just to get the PvP coins, and you're going to be using those PvP coins for a lot of end game related content things. So other than that, I really don't have to, you know, say too much about gear PvP. Focus on normal PvP, guys, or the ungeared section, and you'll do, you know, really good and collect a ton of gems. All right, guys, moving on from that, we have the final boss section. Now, we don't actually have a final boss active at this very point I'm recording in this video, but pretty much, guys, final boss is going to be a event boss section where you're able to fight a 7 deadly sins or, you know, 10 commandments character, and when you actually do fight them, you're gonna get a ranking reward and a specific amount of gems, you know, for that rank. We actually are going to be having one soon on global, and I'll put an image of what the rewards kind of look like. But pretty much for the most part, a lot of you guys are going to get in the round, like, you know, the top like 50% range, top, you know, 40-30% for the most part, and you are able to get 35 gems because of that, which is really, really dope. So doing final boss is recommended, even if you're like a newer player and the event is available. Give it a shot, but it's not something that's always out 24/7, guys. As you can see right here, at the very moment I'm recording this video, we actually do not have a final boss available, and it's only available during certain times. All right, guys, moving on, we have the training grotto. Now, the training grotto, the way it's going to work is that you're going to have up to 10 keys in storage that you can hold, and when you actually do open up the training grotto here, you're going to be able to fight the teams that you actually make yourself when clearing these little you know, little like gem stages. This is not really something you need to focus on early on as a newer player, guys. The best recommendation I would do for you guys is probably level 1 or level 2 on these, but pretty much what you're going to do is you're going to go to one of the ambers here, and you're going to try and follow the missions that it takes. They're going to have specific missions that you want to be doing. I think because I've already done them, oh, right here, yeah, so it's going to have the missions here for you to get 5-star. Once you actually do get 5-star, you'll be able to skip ticket the stage, and ideally what you want to do is go through as many of the stages as possible, so you're able to skip ticket them, and you don't really have to look back in terms of actually grinding the, you know, the training dungeon. I know it's a little bit of annoying stage to grind, but yeah, no, you definitely want to be higher CC than the recommended, and focus on clearing all the missions that are available and run specific teams to be able to do that. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much the training grotto, and the main reason why you're doing it, again, is going to be because you're getting hammers, which are going to be able to increase your gear for a specific stat, and then the other reason would be in the actual rewards, you're able to get like anvils, and you're also able to get, you know, awakening stones and enhanced stones. So, you know, anything related to gear, you're grinding in the actual training grotto, so there is a reason why you might want to do it, and this is another weekly activity. Alright, guys, moving on from the training grotto, we have the memory of Yggdrasil, the World Tree Tower. Now, this is related to Demonic Beast because the World Tree Tower only activates once you do unlock Demonic Beast battle, and the way it works is that you have 3 exchange shops, the Earth, Heaven, and Nether, and each of them are going to have these little resources you're able to grind that you're able to exchange for different items available. Now, this is not really an end game or an early game thing to do, but you can definitely grind up enough to exchange for these main materials here as the source of the cycle, or, you know, like the source of like corruption for like Nidhogg and Rat are things that are gonna be, you know, definitely a later game thing. But if you want to start stockpiling them now, feel free to use your materials here that you are able to grind, and you can actually exchange for them. And a lot of these stages here, guys, are going to be very difficult. A lot of these, like, you know, 5th memory stages, I think every time I've done these, they've been like very, very high CC. This one is pretty easy to do, the memory of the Earth, but if we actually go to memory of Nether, like, this one is not one you're going to be doing early on as a newer player. Like, 330k is way too much CC, so don't even worry about the later half of the memory of Nether or anything like that. If you're only able to do like the first stage, just do the first stage, right? You know, if it says like 250k, okay, well maybe not this one at all actually. Now I'm saying 250k, but one of the earlier ones, guys. You definitely want to focus on these earlier world trees, and even doing these, like you could easily clear this one right here where it's only asking for 70,000 CC. Like as a newer player, you'll definitely be able to do that. All right, guys. Now moving on, we have Heroes Arena and Labyrinth. These two modes right here are gonna be either on or off depending on the one that's available at the moment. So whenever a Heroes Arena is available, guys, a Labyrinth will not be active, and whenever a Labyrinth is available, a Hero Arena will not be active. And the main reason why is because they actually tie the LR coins to both these activities. Now Heroes Arena here is going to be a game mode where you're able to grind these little boxes and these coins that you're able to get by clearing with a certain amount of teams. And when you do clear, if we actually go to the season shop here, you're going to trade them in for the legendary seals, which actually you know, evolves a character into LR status. Now there's only a few LRs in the game at the moment I'm recording this video. We only have 7 LRs in Grand Cross at the moment, guys, but in the future there's going to be more new LR releases, and you're going to want to definitely grind Heroes Arena to be able to get a bunch of those legendary seals to make some LRs, as they are really strong characters in the game. So yeah, that's pretty much Heroes Arena though, guys, but pretty much what it is you're fighting these little like AI, you know, teams, and it's a 4v4 setup. And the way it works is that you're going to fight 5 teams in a row. So as you can see, this is what an example team would look like. You face this team first, then this team, then this, then this, and this. And once you clear all 3 of the towers of each of these characters, you're actually going to get the rewards for the amount of teams that you did use. And if you want to look into that more, you can actually look into the help section and actually read through all of these, as this will be a good way to kind of explain how to go about Heroes Arena. And then Labyrinth, guys, I'm not going to be able to show it in this video since it's not available, but maybe I'll put on the screen what Labyrinth kind of looks like. But pretty much it's the exact same idea as Heroes Arena, but it's actually in a different type of game mode where you're doing like kind of like a roguelike. And Labyrinth is something as a early game player you can definitely do, because it's not required about having high box CC or anything like that. All you have to do is own the specific character to be able to use them in the Labyrinth. So that's the only thing that they require from you, and you're able to, you know, do the same, you know, depths of Labyrinth as a whale per se. As long as you own, you know, some relatively strong characters, going through the Labyrinth will be a breeze, guys. And yeah, if you go to the exchange shop, you're gonna have LR coins just like the Heroes Arena, and as I mentioned, there's gonna be only a Labyrinth or a Heroes Arena active at one moment. All right, guys, now moving on, we have the equipment tab. This is actually gonna be for grinding gear in the game. Gear, again, as I mentioned, is not something you're really going to be focusing on too much early on, but just to give you a general idea, guys, the only ones you're really going to be grinding are going to be these first 3 right here for the onslaught gear, the iron wall gear, and the life gear for HP, defense, and attack respectively. And as you guys can see here, it's going to say 4 set attack. So when you get 4 pieces of this gear set, you're actually going to get 20% attack. And then if we look at defense here, it's going to say 2 set defense. That means you would only have to fill out the other 2 pieces with defense to fill out the set. So yeah, for the most part though, I actually don't really recommend doing a lot of free stage grinding unless it is half stamina. If we actually go to this free stage here, and we'll actually check to see what is available right now. But if you actually go to the gear stages here, guys, and you grind it, if it is half stamina like it says here where it's 50% off, then feel free to grind these to get these gear pieces, as you'll be able to get up to SSR gear from these at a 3% drop rate. And if you do the little mission here, you're actually going to be guaranteed one every single time. Alright, guys, and then the last tab here that we have on the battle tab is going to be reverse stages. Now this is something that's always going to be in the game. It is not like an event or anything like that, but the way reverse stages works is that you're able to do previous story chapters that you haven't done already, or that you've already done as the villains pretty much. So you're going to be the villains in a lot of these fights. So as an example here, the Holy Knight pincer attack, you're going to be using Gil, Thunderhauser, and Dreyfus to fight off Diane, and you're going to be able to get gems. You're also going to be able to get these little you know, affection materials, and yeah, you're going to be able to use these to increase your affection of each of the characters in the game. As you guys can see as well, the more stars you do get in reverse stages, you're actually going to be getting more gems and also SSR tickets to use in the game. So definitely grind this out once you're done a lot of your main story, as this will be available pretty much forever, but you have a lot of reverse stages to go through and a lot of, you know, tickets and gems to be able to grind out. Alright, guys, now the final thing I want to go over in this video is going to be the event tab. Now if you actually go to the top left here, you're going to see the main event tab that is available, and you're going to see on the top right, it's going to say update notice. So if you want to see all the things that are available in the update, feel free to click that little icon on the top right and you'll be able to access that. But everything here, guys, is going to be what's available in the event. And whenever there are events like these, guys, definitely take advantage of these. You know, it's going to tell you how much you've grinded of the tickets for that day. You know, you're going to have these little like jump box events where you get some free characters and you know, some free rewards, even free multis that are available on banners. So just things like that, like you definitely want to be clearing these missions here whenever they're available. Click on every single tab and see what you've done and what you haven't, just so you guys can kind of get an idea of what the event has to offer and free rewards that you're able to attain as well. And then the last thing, guys, I want to go over this video is going to be the Hog Pass, the tab right under the events tab. And the Hog Pass actually did get a revamp very recently, where it's going to be just these general missions you're able to claim. And the way it works is that it's going to tell you to do a specific thing in the game, and once you actually do claim it, you're going to get these little hog scraps, and it's also going to level you up a certain amount in the Hog Pass. Now, they have a free side of the Hog Pass, and they also have a paid side. But if you guys see here, for all the levels of the free side, you're able to get a bunch of you know, little mini rewards here just by doing, you know, whatever the missions ask you to. And if you do want to purchase the Hog Pass to get the rest of the rewards, you are available to be able to do that. Another main reason why the Hog Pass is important, guys, is there will be specific outfits that are available. So if you actually go to the little Sacred Treasure shop tab, it'll actually show you the past loyalty characters that are available with a free outfit. So once you do get enough scraps of this you know, Hog Pass, you're able to actually exchange it for a specific character's outfit, weapon, or headpiece, right? So you're going to be able to do that when you get a certain amount of these scraps. Alright, guys, so that is pretty much everything that you need to know as a beginner player in Grand Cross. I know this is very, very overwhelming, guys, but remember that there's going to be timestamps on this video, so you can go to a specific part if you have something that you're a little bit confused about. Feel free to check you know, the timestamps linked in the description, and all the videos that I link below as well if you want to go to a specific topic that you might not know about or anything like that. This video definitely took a while to make, guys, so if you know, want to like and subscribe, I would highly appreciate it, man. You know, it definitely does help with the channel a lot, and you know, being able to do a video as long as this, you know, obviously is a lot of work, man. So I would love if you guys were able to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications if you guys want to see more videos like this. And yeah, that is going to be the video for today, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy, and we'll see you guys on the next one, man. Peace out. Have a great rest of your day. See you later, guys.